Ladies and gentlemen, if you think that Holly is looking absolutely stunning, let me hear you clap and roar. And if you think that Daniel is looking very dashing and handsome, and also, what about our gorgeous maid of honour and bridesmaids? We have Robin and Jacqueline and Mary, and in absentia, Jodie, who couldn't be here, but they're all looking gorgeous. Give them a clap. Is she on Skype? Yeah. Hi, Jodie! Where is she?
Back in Vancouver.
Hello? Where is she actually? Vancouver. Cool, not good. So she's not really in absentia at all. What about the gorgeous flower girls, Neve and Ava? There they are. And we have our best man, Eugene, and groomsmen, Stephen and Brendan. Did you hear that pause? Will we clap them or not? We'll only clap the girls. No, we clap the boys too. All right. And then what about the parents? We have Wally, father of the bride, and mother of the bride, Heather, and the groom's mother, Frances. So I hope I haven't left anybody here, but anyway, music. If the microphone packs up, just let me know. Okay, if at any point you can't hear at the back, just let me know. Unless you don't want to hear. It's okay too. So, good afternoon, everybody. It gives me great pleasure. I think I might try it out. Will I try it out?
It's fine.
You think it's working?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all here. To welcome you all here. Can you hear that? Is it just me?
No, it's a buzz.
The buzz. I'm going to try it without. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you. Can you hear me at the back?
Yeah.
Okay. To this gorgeous place, Clonabreany House. I have to say it's way up there in my because if I say favourite venues, the other people will give out to me. But it really is way up there. And when it comes to that's as far as I can go. Anyway, and on behalf of the gorgeous Holly and the handsome Daniel, and don't they look very much in love?
Yeah.
And Holly and Daniel were keen that their wedding ceremony, because you've put a lot of planning into this, haven't you? Yeah, a lot of planning. And you wanted it to be appropriate for you, and you wanted it to be a personal celebration, and one that would be memorable for each and every one of your guests. And you wanted them all to feel part of it, didn't you? So our guests have travelled to be here in this room right now from, who's come from? Canada! Is there anybody left in Canada? Poor Jody. And Panama, which kind of rhymes with Canada. Who's come from Canada? Panama. Who's come from Panama? Welcome. And the United Arab Emirates. And England. You don't have to be ashamed. Wexford. They didn't come. Anybody here from Dublin? County Down? Waterford! Cork! He's shot. Okay, so you're all very welcome. Now, one way that Holly and Daniel want to involve each and every one of you in this, their really special day and their special ceremony, is that Eugene, the best of the best men, has the rings, the wedding rings. And because Holly and Daniel trust each and every one of you so totally, we are going to pass the wedding rings around among you. And when you are holding the wedding bands of this lovely couple, I want you to have a moment with the rings to wish them everything that you want for them in their married lives. And if you're religious, feel free to say a silent prayer, okay? And then you pass it to the person beside you, and the rings will work their way down there, and then they'll come back up this way. And so when we get to the exchange of rings, they will come strengthened by and fortified by your best wishes and your prayers for this lovely couple. Okay? Now, we're also aware of those who could not be here and those who have died. And we think especially of Daniel's dad, Martin. And there's a candle up here, and the bride and the groom are going to light the candle in memory of Martin. So thanks for doing that. My name is Joe Armstrong, and I was honoured to be asked by Daniel and Holly to conduct this your Humanist wedding ceremony. And humanism simply encourages people to think for themselves and to care for people. It's about reason and compassion, and it's inclusive. So whether you're religious, humanist, whatever your worldview is, whatever your philosophy is, whoever you are and wherever you're from and whatever you believe in and whoever you love, you're all very welcome to this room right here and now. We're all united in our common humanity and in our love for this gorgeous couple, Holly and Daniel. And it has been the first time I've met you, but we've been working on this ceremony for a long time, and it has been a pleasure working with you both. And as we put together your plans for this ceremony, and the couple have decided, they've shaped this ceremony, they've chosen the readings, they've chosen the music, they've chosen the rituals that they want to do, and I know you're going to enjoy it. And the vows that you will exchange today in the presence of your loved ones will show your love and your commitment now and for good. And I know that many of you here today have a special relationship with one or with both of them, and your being in this room right now, I know is very important. And indeed, those on Skype is very, very important to Holly and Daniel. So on behalf of the couple, I want to thank you for all of the efforts you made to be here right now. Now David, a friend of the groom, is going to read to us. And this is about a dinosaur.
A fierce dinosaur was trapped inside his cage of ice. Although it was cold, he was happy in there. It was, after all, his cage. Then along came the lovely other dinosaur. The lovely other dinosaur melted the dinosaur's cage with kind words and loving thoughts. I like this dinosaur, thought the lovely other dinosaur. Although he is fierce, he is also tender, and he is funny. He is also quite clever, though I will not tell him this for now. I like this lovely other dinosaur, thought the dinosaur. She is beautiful, and she is different, and she smells so nice. She is also a free spirit, which is a quality I much admire in a dinosaur. But he can be so distant and so peculiar at times, thought the lovely other dinosaur. He is also overly fond of things. Are all dinosaurs so overly fond of things? But her mind skips from here to there so quickly, thought the dinosaur. She is also uncommonly keen on shopping. Are all lovely other dinosaurs so uncommonly keen on shopping? I will forgive his peculiarity and his concern for things, thought the lovely other dinosaur, for they are part of what makes him a richly charactered individual. I will forgive her skipping mind and her fondness for shopping, thought the dinosaur, for she fills our life with beautiful thoughts and wonderful surprises. Besides, I am not unkeen on shopping either. Now the dinosaur and the lovely other dinosaur are old. Look at them. Together they stand on the hill telling each other stories and feeling the warmth of the sun on their backs. And that, my friends, is how it is with love. Let us all be dinosaurs and lovely other dinosaurs together, for the sun is warm and the world is a beautiful place.
Thanks, David, for doing that. It was great. And I just want to introduce you to our wonderful musician, Elaine Dillon, and she's going to entertain us. So enjoy. Emily is going to read to us, a friend of the bride. Where's Emily? And this is a gorgeous reading, absolutely gorgeous, and short. It is not gorgeous because it's short, it's a gorgeous reading.
I lost my way. I forgot to call on your name. The raw heart beat against the world, and the tears were for my lost victory. But you are here. You have always been here. The world is all forgetting, and the heart is a rage of directions. But your name unifies the heart, and the world is lifted into its place. Blessed is the one that waits in the traveler's heart for his turning.
Thank you, Emily. It's beautiful. So, Holly and Daniel, the big day has arrived at last. You live in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Are you here? I love that first reading we had about the dinosaur. He starts off and he's in a cage of ice. And then he's melted out of the cage of ice by love. But I think it's a lovely image for kind of what love does to us. And kind of when we don't have love in our lives, we can be a bit like that dinosaur. And then along comes this other dinosaur. Neither of you look like dinosaurs, I have to say. These are gorgeous, but... And then it ends, together. He starts, he's on his own, the cage of ice, and he finishes up, and they're together, and the warmth of the sun on their backs. Now, I don't know whether any of you noticed, but it's quite cold outside there today, and I know Holly and Daniel wanted it to be an outdoor wedding, and I'm sure you're all really glad that we're indoors. But the image does still work, and that second reading too, absolutely gorgeous. You know, I was lost on my way. I'm glad you found your way up to here to read it. But I was lost on my way, and then the raw heart beat against the world, a little bit like the dinosaur was on his own. And then your name unifies the heart, and the world is lifted into its place. And it's a lovely image again of being brought from isolation and loneliness to togetherness and love. And then that you have waited in this traveller's heart for his or her turning. It's beautiful. So that sense of presence that you clearly have for one another, and that the dinosaurs have at the end of that story, is kind of what we're about celebrating here right now. And you're getting married because you have found in each other all of those qualities that you love in the other dinosaur. And your wedding in this room is your public declaration to all of your family and to your friends that you have found in each other the love and the friendship and the support that's sufficient for you. And today you commit yourselves to each other for good. And I know you don't need me to tell you that the only way to make a good marriage last and flourish is communication. And again, back to the dinosaur, you know, I wish you didn't shop so much, and should I shop a bit myself? And that kind of accommodation which comes by listening and being true to yourself and being true to your spouse. And you know, whenever the rows happen, and as no doubt they always do, well, not always, but you know what I mean. You know, you're committing today to always searching together until you find a mutually satisfying, a win-win, so you can resolve whatever challenges you face together. And because you're making that commitment not just for now but for every day, you can take your vows today with confidence and certainty. And life, as we all know, can be difficult, and there are trials and there's suffering, and there are tears and times of desolation. And life, of course, is also beautiful and wonderful and joyful, and there are times of contentment and consolation. But whatever is going on in our life, whether it's a time of desolation or consolation, when we have love in our life, we're really lucky, because it's shared. It's a shared moment of desolation or consolation. So therefore, my dears, you are very lucky people, because you have found love, and today you commit to making your love for one another the anchor of your lives. And that's why you can make your vows today with certainty and confidence. Daniel was planning to go to Canada in 2009, and he met Holly in a hostel in Vienna. Now it says here that they bonded. I don't know whether Baloo was involved. Anyway, her favourite band, wait for it, King Can and the Shrines. Surely you know King. Funnily enough, Daniel had never heard of them either. And there he was in his favourite pub in Whelan's in Dublin, and he sees a poster for King Can and the Shrines. Anyway, Holly came to Ireland not to see King Can and the Shrines, but to see our Daniel. Anyway, Daniel and Holly, you've been together some time now, 5 years thereabouts, is that right?
Yeah.
And you're already well established as a couple, so what difference does your wedding make? It brings a new formality to your relationship as you come here, and in the presence of your family and your friends, you make promises to live from now on as husband and wife. And no doubt over the years ahead together, you'll continue to face challenges. Life will have its ups and downs, but may you savour and love and cherish that presence that you have with one another, and see your love flourish all the days of your life. We're now going to have another reading, and one idea from it, which I really love, with which I shall introduce it, is "There is only this moment." Erica, friend of the bride, is going to read this. Erica!
So Erica had to dart off with a wee tiny baby for a moment, but she had a passage to read from a book about the beauty of the only language that matters by a Brazilian author. The passage from the book is a glorious piece about love and the bond between two people. So I think if you all take a moment, you can imagine a beautiful passage. When he looked into her eyes, he learned the most important part of the language that all the world spoke, the language that everyone on earth was capable of understanding in their heart. It was love. Something older than humanity, more ancient than the desert. What the boy felt at that moment was that in the presence of the only woman in his life, and that, with no need for words, he recognized the same thing. Because when you know the language, it's easy to understand that someone in the world awaits you, whether it's in the middle of the desert or in some great city. And when two such people encounter each other, the past and the future become unimportant. There's only that moment. And the incredible certainty that everything under the sun has been written by one hand only. It's that hand that evokes love and creates a twin soul for every person in the world. Without such love, one's dreams would have no meaning.
Thank you, Stephen. That was great. I think we imagined that very well. And now our last reading is going to be read by Kieran, friend of the groom.
The actual person.
In that still and settled place is nobody but you. You're where I breathe my oxygen, you're where I see my view. And when the world feels full of noise, my heart knows what to do. It finds that still and settled place and dances there with you.
Thank you, Kieran. And now we have 3 candles up here at the top, which aren't lit. And I'm going to invite Holly's parents, Heather and Wally, and Daniel's mother, Frances, to come up and to light a candle for their daughter and for their son. And then the bride and groom will light the marriage candle, taking the flames from the candles lit for them by their man, Meath and Dad. So come on up this is going to pour some wine, but only for the bride and groom.
Red.
It's yours, Daniel.
So, it's where they were married for years. So the goblet of wine is symbolic of the cup of life. And as you share this wine, you promise to share all that the future will bring. All the sweetness that the cup of life holds for you is sweeter because you drink it together. And whatever drops of bitterness it may contain are less because they're shared. I just got one. So, if you're sober, do you want to do your vows?
Sure. Yeah.
So, we now come to the most important part of today's ceremony, where we'll be asking Holly and Daniel to speak the words which, in the presence of this gathering of family and friends, will seal their union. But before we get to the vows, I'm required to ask them if they know of any impediment to their marriage. So, Daniel, do you know of any impediment to your marriage to Holly?
I do not know of any impediment to my marriage to Holly.
That'll do. And Holly, do you know of any impediment to your marriage to Daniel?
I do not know of any impediment to my marriage to Daniel.
Excellent. So we are now legally compliant with the procedure. Do you, Daniel Tinnelly, take Holly Reckenmacher to be your wife, to share a relationship of love, tenderness, and laughter, to confide in and trust above all others, to respect and stand by her in everything as an equal partner, but above all else, to love and cherish her?
I do.
And do you, Holly Reckenmacher, take Daniel Tinnelly to be your husband, to share a relationship of love, tenderness, and laughter, to confide in and trust above all others, to respect and stand by him in everything as an equal partner, but above all else, to love and cherish him?
I do.
And from now on, your individuality will be matched by your mutuality, your sharing of all your joys and sorrows in life. We're now going to do a Celtic wedding ritual. It's the origin of the phrase, tying the knot. And some guests will be coming up to assist with this when I call their name. And as will very soon become apparent, we did not practice this bit. But it'll go swimmingly, I know. Daniel and Holly, will you honour and respect one another and seek never to break that honour?
We will.
And now, Wally is going to come up and take the first ribbon. So choose the ribbon. Around.
First, can we tie it really tight?
Thank you, Wally. Thank you very much. And Holly and Daniel, will you continue to support one another, especially at times of trial or difficulty, and always seek to show understanding and compassion? And now Ethna is going to come up and take another ribbon. And will you commit to listening to one another, and not just to the words, but the feelings behind the words, and to accepting yourself and your spouse as you are? And now Jill is going to take the next ribbon. And Holly and Daniel, will you share each other's laughter and always look for the brightness and positive in each other? And Finian will take the next ribbon. Thanks, Finian. And will you do the best of what you're best at for the benefit of others? And Heather will tie the next ribbon. And will you enjoy every moment and live in the present, knowing that that's all we ever have? And now Francis will tie the last ribbon. Holly and Daniel, as your hands are bound together now, so your lives are joined in a union of love and trust. Above you are the stars, and below you is the earth, and like the stars, your love should be a constant source of light, and like the earth, a firm foundation from which to grow. Eugene, did the rings come back? So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you very much for strengthening these wedding bands with your best wishes and prayers. Oh, you have to get out of that first.
Ow.
You can't stay out of that forever. Well done.
There you go,
I'll try to
So, Daniel, take this ring and place it on Holly's finger and repeat after me. I, Daniel,
I, Daniel,
take you, Holly,
you, Holly,
to be my wife,
to be my wife,
and with this ring,
and with this ring,
I marry you
I marry you,
and join my life to yours.
and join my life to yours.
And Holly, take this ring and place it on Daniel's finger and repeat after me. I, Holly,
I, Holly,
take you, Daniel,
take you, Daniel,
to be my husband,
to be my husband,
and with this ring,
and with this ring,
I marry you
I marry you,
and join my life to yours.
and join my life to yours.
So the circle is the symbol of the sun, the earth, and the universe, a symbol of wholeness and of peace. And in the form of a ring, may it stand for you as a symbol of your love for one another, looking both inwards and outwards, an embrace that binds without imprisoning, and a support that reassures without restricting. And the wedding bands that Holly and Daniel have exchanged are a confirmation of the vows that they have made. Holly, Daniel, you have accepted each other. You have consented to join your lives. You've pledged yourselves to each other by the exchanging of rings. And in the presence of this lovely gathering of family and friends, I pronounce you husband and wife. So Holly and Daniel, go forward in your life together with the good wishes of those who love you ringing in your ears. Go forward to a life of joy and fulfillment, of tolerance and peace, living your lives and your marriage with reason and compassion. Remember this, your wedding ceremony and your wedding day. Those who came to wish you well, and those who couldn't come on Skype, the words you've spoken, the emotions you feel, and the rings which symbolize all the meaning of this occasion. May your love never die, rather may it deepen and increase, so you may be forever as you are now, cherishing your love and always glad to be married to one another. So we're now going to sign the register, so if the two witnesses would join us up here, please, and meanwhile Elaine will entertain us with more music.